We are in a kind of tightening spiral, one of William Butler Yeats's gyres. We are wrapping ourselves around a cosmic endpoint of some sort. And this is what I call the transcendental object at the end of time. It beckons across the dimensions. It throws an enormous shadow over the enterprise of human history. This is what drives the guru to make his statement. This is what kindles the Messiah to his mission. This is what inspires the painter and the dreamer and the musician. It's that there is this enormous source of affection and concern for humanity that is calling us toward it across the planes of lower dimensional time and space. And the miracle is that through perturbing our neurochemistry in ways which shamans have always done, we can turn to the last page, as it were. And we can see then that all this process was actually toward a good cause. We are moving toward the most profound event a planetary ecology can encounter. We are about to witness the freeing of life from the chrysalis of matter. This is what our privilege and our destiny is to be the final generation of people with one foot in the material realm of the battered primate and one foot on the ladder to Godhead. And I asked the mushroom once about the social chaos at the end of history, and the mushroom said, "No worry, bro. This is what it's like when a species departs for hyperspace. There's a little shimmy in the landing zone as we take off." So the metaphor that I have created to try and calm people and to make it possible for us to go into this future with dignity and hope, which I think is the only appropriate response, is the metaphor of birth. If you had never heard, if no one had ever informed you of the facts of life, and you were suddenly to come around the corner and encounter a woman in the act of giving birth, this situation vibrates medical emergency. Blood is being shed. Clearly, there's a great deal of physical pain and agony, pleading, a sense of helplessness. It looks as though an enormous tumor is metastasizing out of someone's body. It would be a real leap of faith and understanding to be able to contemplate that for the first time and to know or to guess that this is how nature does it. This is how we move to the next higher level. This is what is happening to us. Matter and the human body is the placenta of the soul. And it is certainly true that the earth is the cradle of the human race. But no infant remains in the cradle forever. Gone forever are the endless amniotic oceans of peace and tranquility when we could rape and pillage and burn and explore to our heart's content because the earth seemed infinite in extent. Now we have the same feeling that the fetus has as it starts down the birth canal. We can't breathe. There's no oxygen. We can't get food. We appear to be, the walls are moving in to crush us. What we have to understand that this is the narrow neck that we have been trained for. This is our destiny. 9 times in the last 2 million years, the ice has moved southward from the poles, miles deep. Your ancestors My ancestors were there. They didn't drop the ball, and they didn't have antibiotics and advanced medical technology to see them through. Think of how much suffering and how much nobility and how much love has gone in to getting you to this moment. You represent an unbroken chain of responsible, intelligent, coherent people, and it ends in us. None of us are loaded enough. At least I haven't met anybody who is, and I certainly am not. We must live the faith that we are trying to promulgate, because it is done, as every shaman knows, by example. And therefore, I would like to suggest to you, since we look pretty much like everybody else, or a slice of everybody else wandering around in London today, that you look around at the people in this room. This is your peer group. You know, we are not of the same class, of the same color. We have not originated from a particular line, but we are an affinity group. And in the same way that every affinity group, every coherent social entity has had to claim its place in the sun, we have to claim our place in the sun. They're not handing out freedom to anybody. They're not handing out social respect to anybody. Ask black people, ask gay people. The only way you get respect in this society is you take it. And I think this is the cusp upon which the psychedelic community now teeters. We were here before in the 60s, and when they came with machine guns, we just melted into the woodwork. Nobody was ready for that. So now there must be a new strategy, by stealth, by worming from within. We're not dropping out here. We're infiltrating and taking over, because it's our world and our children's world, and we're not going to see it run over the edge by a bunch of constipated gentlemen. That's not the plan.